Howdy doody and good morning. It's Wednesday, June 4th. Here's what we're working on this morning. U.S. President Donald Trump signing an order doubling tariffs on steel and aluminum imports.
A deadly shooting in North York has left 1 dead and 5 others injured.
And Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final begins tonight as Edmonton is hoping to bring the cup back to Canada. Beautiful start to the morning. Yes. Some would say a little warm.
Yeah.
Not that we're complaining.
No.
No, please, let's not complain about the warmth because when everything goes up, a lot of things can come down too, and that's what's going to be happening over the next few days. So enjoy the up temperatures that we have. Yeah, it's a gorgeous start to our morning here. We have the sunshine is up already here this morning, although once again, got to be prepared for hazy sunshine because of the smoke from the wildfires to the western provinces, pushing into southern Ontario, giving us that hazy condition in the sky. So it'll be sunny, but it'll be hazy, but it's going to be warmer. We're sitting at 17 degrees right now. Yesterday morning at this time, we were 10. The morning before, we were 3. So what a difference. 17 right now, climbing to 29 today with a humidex of 33. So it's going to be a warm and sticky one today. Then overnight tonight, we get the cold front pushing towards us. That's going to give us showers, thunderstorms tonight and for the day tomorrow, and it will get cooler. So we'll talk about that. Let's have a quick look at traffic this morning. This time of the morning, it's usually pretty light. That's the way it is. 403 and Water. All moving quite nicely there. To our MTO traffic cameras, we'll check first of all the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. That's moving nicely. Go back into St. Catharines at the 405, and then we'll flip ahead to the QEW at Burlington to Oakville. Nothing going on there. So take it carefully, please. We'll look at weather and traffic in just a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Thank you, Brian. U.S. President Donald Trump has followed through on his plan to double the tariffs on steel and aluminum imports to 50% starting today. Simone Gavros joins us live in Hamilton with more on what this means for Canada. Simone, good morning.
Good morning, Rick. This is going to have yet another devastating impact on the steel industry here in Hamilton in particular. Now, we are watching this continue to escalate with the ongoing trade war and dispute with the United States. Yesterday, Premier Doug Ford was asked about this additional 25% tariff on steel and aluminum, and he says that it's time for Canada to fight back.
They keep on the 25% tariffs on steel. My recommendation is slap them with a 25%. Because we can't be kicked around any longer. I want to take a positive approach. That's what I want. I want a positive approach. I want to make a deal. We want to get through this, give certainty to not only investors here in Canada and Ontario, but certainty for the people and manufacturers in the U.S.
U.S. President Donald Trump signed the executive order yesterday to increase these tariffs from 25% to 50%. He says it's necessary to protect national security and industries in the U.S. The Canadian Steel Producers Association says this could bring the steel industry in the country to a standstill. Prime Minister Mark Carney says the move is unlawful and unjustified. There was no mention of additional retaliation on Canada's part yesterday. Carney only referred back to the nearly $60 billion worth of counter tariffs put in place back in March. Here in Hamilton, Mayor Andrea Horwath released a statement yesterday calling for urgent action from all levels of government. She says in part, quote, "This is not just about trade, it's about real people. Hamiltonians working in steel mills, in fabricating and advanced manufacturing, on shop floors and across our supply chain are now facing a hollowing out of their industry with orders drying up, stalled projects, and real anxiety about what comes next." So this morning, I've reached out to Mayor Andrea Horwath for a statement and an interview to see if we can hear more about what this means for the industry here in Hamilton. And I've also reached out to a number of experts in the steel industry across Canada for more. For now, Emily, I'll send things back to you.
Thanks, Simone. Police are searching for multiple suspects after a shooting in Toronto last night left one man dead and 5 other people injured. The shooting took place in a residential area near Yorkdale Shopping Centre in North York just after 8:30 last night. Police say the man who was killed was in his 40s, and the 5 other victims, 1 woman and 4 men, were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators are looking for multiple suspects, but couldn't say if the suspects and victims were known to each other.
Really disappointing because it's really been very peaceful and quiet here the last couple of years. We haven't had any real incidents, and then all of a sudden tonight there's an explosion of gun violence and people getting shot, and so it's very, very disturbing.
Police have set up a command post in the area of Renee Avenue and Flemington Road as the investigation continues.
To a story we first brought you yesterday on Morning Live, investigators have now confirmed that 2 men were pronounced dead at a home in Burlington and a woman was taken to hospital with injuries. Ontario's police watchdog says officers were called to Cornerstone Drive at around 12:30 yesterday morning. That's where Halton police found a man in his 50s dead inside and located a 25-year-old man running up the stairs. The SIU says he injured himself with a knife while police were at the home, and officers attempted to arrest him. Neighbors say a married couple and their adult son lived in the home, identifying the husband as Mauro Giannacaro and their son as Luciano. Police have not confirmed the identity of the 2 men who died.
A few years ago, the son moved in. And from what I gathered, speaking with the husband, it was the son that was constantly physically attacking him, and he was defending himself constantly.
People are shocked, yeah.
I feel bad for the guy. Like, I saw him sitting outside last night around 8:30. We got home, and yeah, he looked like, things weren't going too well. I wish I'd spoken to him now at this point, because it looked like I didn't know what was going on, but I could tell he was in rough shape.
A woman in her 50s was found suffering from non-life-threatening injuries but has since been released from hospital.
Halton police believe there could be more victims after they say a 36-year-old man committed an indecent act on a popular trail in Georgetown. Police say a woman was sitting on a bench along the public trail system in the area of Credit River and Mountain View Road South, known locally as Hungry Hollow. Just before 8 p.m. on Sunday, she sensed someone approaching from behind her and turned, and that's when police say the man committed an unspecified indecent act. Police have arrested 36-year-old James McHale of Halton Hills. He is facing charges of committing an indecent act and disobeying a court order. Police have released his photo as they believe there could be more victims and are asking anyone with information to reach out. Niagara police are asking for the public's help to identify a man they say broke into a church facility. Police say they were notified of the break-in on Niagara Street in Welland on March 11th. Officers say the 2 men broke into a facility that housed the church's commercial air conditioning units, where they then removed a portion of the ACs, causing around $20,000 in damage. Police allege the men then took the parts to a recycling facility and sold them. 34-year-old Jacob Golden of Welland was arrested on May 26th and is facing multiple charges. He remains in custody pending a bail hearing. Police are asking for help to identify the second man. He's described as white, between 5'8" and 5'10", with a medium build. He was seen wearing a gray hooded jacket, gray hooded sweatshirt, gray jeans, and gray running shoes. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Wildfire conditions remain dire in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, with more than 30,000 people forced to evacuate from their homes. Officials say little rain is in the forecast, and that will make firefighting efforts even harder in the coming days. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe warned of challenging days ahead, while Manitoba says it expects rain showers won't provide much relief. Meanwhile, Alberta is seeing slightly better conditions due to cooler temperatures and higher humidity. Over 1,000 firefighters remain on the ground across that province.
Sportsline, and the puck drops tonight on Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final in Edmonton. It's going to be the first time since 1988 that the Oilers will host Game 1 of the final, and they're 4-4 in Stanley Cup Final openers, including 2-1 at home. Edmonton captain Connor McDavid is laser focused on winning his first championship.
Just a little bit more comfortable, know what to expect.
said it after Game 5, it just feels less emotional. It's been less of a roller coaster, I would say. Just the whole thing feels more normal, which is a good thing.
Florida had home ice advantage in last year's final against Edmonton and blanked the Oilers 3-0 in Game 1 en route to winning the Cup in 7. The Panthers will try to become the first team to win back-to-back titles since Tampa Bay did it in 2020 and 2021, while Edmonton hasn't won it all since 1990. PWHL has released the list of protected players in advance of the league's expansion draft on June 9th. All 6 original teams can protect 3 players each, which leaves a lot of talent up for grabs for Vancouver and Seattle, who start playing next season. Some of the notable unprotected players include Hamilton's Sarah Nurse, her Toronto teammate Natalie Spooner, and Boston captain Hillary Knight.
And here he swings and belts one right center field up the alley, and that one's going to go. And welcome back, Bryce Harper, back to back with Trey Turner. And it's 3-0 to start.
After missing 5 games with a bruised elbow, Bryce Harper went deep in his first at-bat as the Phillies hammered the Blue Jays 8-4. Trey Turner hit 2 taters as Philly scored 6 runs on Bowden Francis in the first inning and ended a 4-game losing skid. Addison Barger and Davis Schneider hit home runs for the Jays, whose 5-game winning streak came to an end. Hamilton Tiger Cats are getting ready to open the regular season this Saturday in Calgary. Ticats head coach Scott Milanovich doesn't mind starting the year on the road.
We've done a little bonding. They did some bowling the other night. They've spent some time together. I think we're in a good place early in the season in that aspect. But it never hurts to just be holed up in a hotel for 24 hours and getting ready to do your job. So I certainly don't think it's a bad thing.
Hamilton will be looking for a rare W on opening nights. The Ticats have lost 19 of their last 21 season opening games. Hamilton's home opener is June 14th against the Rough Riders. Days after the Knicks played in the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years, the team has fired head coach Tom Thibodeau. The 67-year-old led New York to the playoffs in 4 of his 5 seasons. He was named the NBA Coach of the Year in 2021 after ending the Knicks' 8-year playoff drought. The NBA Finals tip off tomorrow night, and odds makers are leaning heavily towards Oklahoma City to win it all. The Thunder are listed at -700 to beat Indiana for the Larry O'Brien Trophy, making them the biggest favorite since the Golden State Warriors in 2018. The underdog Pacers are at +500.
Fleming, nice fake, bounces off the contact. The Canadian captain deep in the box. Evelyn Vian's header opens the scoring.
Evelyn Vian scored twice in the first half, and Holly Ward added a goal as Canada's national soccer team beat Haiti 3-1 in a women's friendly at Saputo Stadium in Montreal. But it wasn't all good news, though. Olivia Smith was stretchered off the field just 13 minutes into the match after she took a close-range clearing attempt to the face. Smith was given the 2024 Young Player of the Award just before the game.
Okay, we're coming up to 13 minutes after after 6 o'clock here on this Wednesday morning. We're halfway through the week here. We've got the sun. The sun has been up for just about a half an hour already here this morning, but it's pretty hazy sunshine at the moment. So we'll talk about the forecast in a sec. First of all, I want to have a look at our exclusive camera. That's the 403 in Waterdown Road. That's showing us that things are moving nicely as they normally do this time of the morning right there. As we go to some MTO traffic cameras, we'll start in St. Catharines. A little more sunshine through here. It's not quite as hazy at the QEW and the 406. No problems on the highway, of course. Flip ahead to the Red Hill Creek camera. Nothing. 403 junction around Brant Street, all doing fine. East of Royal Windsor, all the way through Cawthra. Moving nicely. So nothing on the roads this morning. Okay, temperature this morning. What a difference here. It's almost a warm morning. It's a mild morning. 17 degrees is our temperature at the moment. Winds are fairly light. Humidity is comfortable. We have a partly cloudy sky, but even though the sun is up, it's really kind of hazy, and that's the way it's going to be throughout the day today. But a 29-degree high for today, so warmer than yesterday. We were 26 yesterday with a humidex of 29. Today, 29, feeling like 33. And we are going to have a southwest wind, very high UV index. Speaking of indices, the air quality risk for the day today, once again in the moderate category, and that's because of the wildfire situation. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and the smoke is moving into southern Ontario. Has been there, was there yesterday. You notice the haze in the atmosphere. We'll have that throughout the day once again. We have a frontal boundary approaching. Now, that is what is going to cool things off starting tomorrow. Today, the heat and humidity. Tomorrow, the frontal boundary goes through, and we're going to see clouds with chance of showers and thunderstorms actually beginning overnight tonight and continuing through the day tomorrow. So today, look at these temperatures, 25, 27 for Niagara, 28 to 29 degrees, even 30 for Peel into Toronto, feeling like the mid-30s for the day today with that hazy sun. Tonight we start to get cloudy, showers, thunderstorms muscle in. Temperatures anywhere from 17, 16 for Niagara to 19 degrees to 18 around us. So showers, thunderstorms tonight, showers, thunderstorms again tomorrow, maybe a little bit of sunshine later in the afternoon, but noticeably cooler for the day tomorrow, but still a bit of a humidex into the high 20s. So out the door, 4th morning of June. Temperature right now 17. It is partly sunny. Long range coming up. Emily, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And we'll have the latest on the Canada Post labor disputes coming up in 2 minutes. Good morning. Welcome back. Emily Vukovic looking especially ravishing today. Not that you didn't yesterday.
Oh,
you got
Rick.
Chit Chat coming up today.
Well,
what's going
thanks. I don't know, but we'll keep you. All right. We're going to take a look at this year's list of America's richest self-made women.
Is self-made like in quotes there? Like how are we doing self-made?
The Kardashians got to be in there, right?
You got it. There you go.
Yeah,
Rick's on the
okay.
right path.
Right.
Yeah, we're talking about women that have made billions. We'll discuss who and how much. Gibson, this is the best story, is launching a global search for a missing guitar from an iconic 80s film.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty interesting.
And later on this morning, the Sultans of Strings is performing at the Westdale this Sunday, and we'll talk to band leader Chris McCool about the event.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Emily. Let's look at some business news this morning. Our dollar is up 6 basis points, edging closer to 73 cents U.S. Gold is $4.10 an ounce higher, and crude is up by 5 cents to $63.46 U.S. a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are up in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were up across the board in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. And in North American markets, the TSX gained 37 points yesterday. The Dow added over 200, and the Nasdaq closed 156 points higher.
The union representing 55,000 postal workers is set to officially respond today after Canada Post asked Ottawa to force a vote on its latest contract offers. In a statement last night, the Canadian Union of Postal Workers said it stands solidly against a forced vote, calling it a heavy-handed government attack on collective bargaining rights. Earlier this week, Canada Post rejected the union's proposal for binding arbitration, saying it wouldn't restore the stability needed to move forward. The Crown Corporation argued arbitration could drag on for over a year and add to its financial challenges. The agency presented its final offers to the union last Wednesday, with concessions including an end to compulsory overtime and a signing bonus of up to $1,000.
The Bank of Canada is set to make an interest rate decision today under the clouds of the U.S. trade dispute. A poll of economists ahead of the decision shows they expect the central bank to leave the policy rate unchanged at 2.75%. The central bank held its key rate steady at its last meeting in April, saying it needed more clarity on the trade dispute's effects on the economy. Statistics Canada said Friday real gross domestic product topped expectations in the first quarter of the year as businesses rushed to get ahead of the tariffs.
Canada's domestic tourism industry could net billions of dollars due to the U.S. trade war. That's according to a new report from the Conference Board of Canada, which estimates Canadians boycotting the United States for cross-border vacations could net the country's tourism sector up to $8.8 billion in extra business this year as travelers stay closer to home. Its April travel intention survey suggests roughly 27% of Canadian respondents are considering a trip to the U.S. in the next few years. Now, that's down from more than 50% in the same survey last November. Going to take a quick break. Brian is going to be back with traffic and your red-hot 7-day forecast.
Time Time is 6:24. The day is Wednesday, the 4th of June. There's some sunshine here, and it looks good as far as volume is concerned on the roads. That's the QEW and Highway 405, so nothing going on through St. Catharines. You'll notice that the sun is a little brighter through that area. Gets hazy as you get to the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, also starting to get busy. No problems at Burloak, flipping ahead to Lorne Park through Mississauga, even dipping into the 403 through Mississauga. So that's coming up. You're coming up from the Ford plant, obviously, past Burnham Thorpe. Here's the 403, 407 split, and there's nothing to see right there. All right, you're going to feel a bit more heat this morning. Yesterday morning, we were 10 degrees. This morning, we're 17 for not only Hamilton, but Mississauga, 16 for Toronto, 18 into Grimsby right now. So let's hear the stats for the day today. Seasonal temperatures now 23 for the daytime high, 11 for the overnight low. 541 comes up. Well, it did come up this morning, and at 8:55 it goes down. Those are our records for today. And be prepared for hazy sunshine for the day today. 23 degrees for the first bell this morning for school, and 29 degrees after school. 29 is going to feel like 33 when you factor in the humidity, so getting to be on the sticky side. Tonight falls to 19 degrees, but the showers, thunderstorms could rumble through overnight tonight. Tomorrow, we'll see the showers, thunderstorms continuing, and then a little bit of sunshine later on, but cooler, 23, humidex 28. 22 Friday, 20 on Saturday, both days cloudy with showers. Nice day on Sunday, and then it's right back to cloud showers and even cooler temperatures beginning of next week. It's your forecast. Emily, Brick.
Thanks, Brian. Starting today, Hamilton staple Granddad's Donuts has extended its hours.
Oh, this is great news. The popular donut shop is now open 24 hours a day for 5 days of the week. The new hours will be Wednesday, 5 a.m. to Monday, 5 p.m., or until they sell out. And on Tuesday, they'll be open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. During the hours of 9 p.m. to 5 in the morning, service will be through their takeout window. This is perfect timing, as Friday is actually National Donut Day. Now, Rick, you're a longtime Hamilton staple. I mean, what's your favorite Granddad's donut?
Oh, I'd have to go with the apple fritter.
Oh,
it's
a great
big,
choice.
it's bold, it's flavorful. How about you?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great choice. I love the walnut crunch, I think it's called.
Ooh,
it's like the chocolate with the walnuts in it.
Yep.
Delicious. It's also quite large. I usually have it in several sittings. It's my favorite donut.
Eat it with a fork and knife.
Yes.
You need a napkin. There's no bad choice.
No bad choices. No bad choices.
All right, stay with us. More to come after the break.